Good morning. And how are you on this lovely Thursday? It is nice and sunny outside. I'm not sure if we have clouds or not, but I noticed the dark clouds of a meter's brain begin to break up yesterday. So, no real news to report. Nothing spectacular going on. How about we just get right into it today? Okay, so what was our guide for today? Well, wonders never cease. Old Thor is our guide for today. Thor, who has not been pleased with us, or with certain people very much lately. At least I don't imagine. A lot of lightning and thunder going on out there. So, Thor is here, and we all know what that means. That means the Thunderer himself will be breaking us out of our rut. It's kind of weird that sometimes on a Thursday we do wind up in ruts. And today we are going to be breaking out of that. We're going to be smashing through our own barriers. We're going to be breaking through. Which leads us to our spirit animal. What animal is Thor taking with him? A lion spirit. And it says, be generous of spirit. I wonder what that means. You? Oh, you look at that lion. He's looking out there like, yeah, baby, my land, right? My territory. Do not invade. Alright, so let's find out exactly what it means. What does it mean to be generous of spirit, I wonder? Okay, so you've been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine and authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and queen, secure in your prosperity and wisdom, and generous of spirit as you help others. Take pride in your ability to serve from the heart. Be proud yet humble. Practice gratitude, and you will find that the accolades that come to you are no match for the joy of knowing that you have been able to do for others through expressing the bounty of generosity within you. So, all your relationships flourish as you express your worth and generosity of spirit with humility and kindness. What a blessing you can be to all. So I've been having a little trouble kind of being that expressive. Well, not now. Not today. Today, that's you. That is all you. And I suppose being a little generous of spirit may just help you break out of that rut you're in. You know, can't remain closed off forever, can you? I don't think you can. So, it's healthy though to stay a little closed up, be a little hermit for a while, you know, kind of get back to your true self. Then it's time to emerge and show others who you are and what you're worth. And as I've said before, it should all be self-evident. Everything should be right there on the table, just like we're going to put right here today. So, let's go into the tarot, shall we? So in our past, we have a Nine of Cups. We have a Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, that's interesting. And then we have a Page of Wands. Remember, yesterday, I said sometimes it's you don't always have to be a raging inferno. Sometimes a single candle flame will do. Or sometimes just a match. All you need to do is get something started. That Nine of Cups, I will say the Nine of Cups is always a very beautiful thing. We could see the clouds parting, the sun coming through, and many, many ravens just flying around happily, carefree. That's an abundance right there. That's a wealth of, well, just about anything. And now that you've come into that wealth, and like I said, it doesn't have to be money. It could be a wealth of just about anything. It could be a wealth of knowledge. It could be a wealth of could be a wealth of wisdom. You could know something someone else doesn't know, and you could share that. But that is definitely an abundance, and it's definitely some happiness. So we have a little bit in our past. We've experienced that kind of happiness before, and that is what was needed, because going from there, we're going to go into that Wheel of Fortune. Now this is that, with the Wheel of Fortune, we get a little bit of a change of destiny. Sometimes our destiny is the change that we need. So we're kind of spinning around and figuring out just where is it we want to go. How do we attain everything that we desire, right? Well, this is where you're spinning a little bit, but you're going to come into the change that's necessary. So this is going to be today. And today is the day to initiate that change and to keep it going. Because when we go to our future position here, that Page of Wands, which really looks like a matchstick, doesn't it? We do have a little bit of a confidence. So today is about, we have it in 3 stages. Here we have our abundance and our happiness, and we have had that in our past. So it's time to look back to see where that was and what it was, what its core lessons are. From there we can change. We can say, okay, here's where I am right now. Is this where I want to be? If it is, great. If not, then you can proceed either way. You can proceed with the confidence that you're about to start something new. And today, it's just that little flame. But tomorrow, it could be a raging inferno that engulfs the entire world. But that part is going to be completely up to you. So, now how can we authenticate such a thing, I wonder? So we have conscious connections, releasing allegiances, and of course receiving. We've talked about some of this before. Sometimes belief systems have to change. And whether that belief system is a political one, a social one, or just an allegiance to an idea. Sometimes we have to let go of those things. Because when we do, things will become better. We can open ourselves up to new ideas. We can open ourselves up to, maybe a really old idea whose time has come to resurface. You never know. I don't really have any examples to cite from that one, but we do need to look at those conscious connections in our past, those that have made us supremely happy, and those that have come to define us. So that is something that we really, we do need to go back to that. Okay. We'll talk about releasing allegiances in just a minute. But for now, So you do need a little more intimacy in that immediate relationship. Some of us right now, we're going to have trouble with that. Understand that that is not entirely universal. So if you've asked to experience a more sacred connection with people who truly get you and want to play life with you, rather than at odds with or against them, then this is confirmation that the manifestation is on its way to you now. Now, with this being in your past position, you may have already experienced this. You may have already had that. So the question is, not really the question, but the idea is to think back on this, because this is where your abundance lies. What was that relationship? What was it like? How did it make you feel? How did it make you come into at least part of your truth right now? Because right now with that Wheel of Fortune, we are releasing allegiances. And this is where it gets interesting, because this addresses you first. Remember, you're trying to break out of a rut. You're trying to proceed with the pride and confidence that you can, to take pride in the work you're about to do. So, is it time to hold on to yourself and let go of another? Even if just for a little while. So you've gained all that was meant to be gained from that past connection. There we go again. But now, you've been given, or you have given, and you've received. The need to let go does not deny the value of what you have acquired. It is more that the time has come for greater productivity, creativity, abundance, and consciousness in your life. You will take wisdom from what you have learned into something new, a new connection, new relationship, new experience, and a higher turn of the spiral of life. But first, you. Trust that you can step into solitude for a time without being consumed by loneliness. It's time to reconnect with yourself. So definitely a little me time there. Surprised that Hermit didn't come out. And then finally, yep, you are definitely kind of drying out here. Your soul is like my throat right now, a little parched. You're drying out, and you need to take a drink. It's okay. This is time for a little self-care, and today is going to be a lot about that. And you really do need to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you definitely can't proceed. Look, if you're burnt out, how do you expect to proceed? That's going to be quite an arduous task, don't you think? So, right now, you can see these cards just like lining up. They're all in a nice little row. All like the Tarot and the Sacred Rebels Oracle have told you the exact same thing. To look back on, so there's been a relationship in there. Right now, maybe you can't get too intimate in that relationship. Maybe something's off. Maybe you live in two different places, things like that. Do what you can. But remember that there was a core lesson to be taken from that. Now's the time to take a little me time, really kind of get into it. Let go of it a little bit, Don't cling too tightly to it. Let go of it just a little bit. Kind of explore your own self right now, because what good are you to someone else? And if this is more or less a relationship, what good are you to someone else if you're no good on your own? You don't really have to have others to validate you, do you? I don't think you do. You? I think you're a lot stronger than that. I really do. And I think sometimes maybe you just need to hear a little whisper or two, don't you? We're going to get to those right now. So we've got manas, which this is a message for you to develop every way you can. This one has come up repeatedly this week alone. I don't know what you're not doing, but if you aren't doing it, continue to do it. Or start doing it. Continue to do it. Self-development is everything, and what I usually tell people is learn one primitive skill and one modern skill. That way, you'll be good in the modern world, but if the modern world fails, you can fall back on that primitive skill, whether it's leatherworking, woodworking, metal, textiles, the ability to, believe it or not, the ability to make bread. It's a primitive skill. Learn how to do something like that. The ability to make mead or something like that, home brew your own beer. Those are primitive skills you can market. Learn that which may benefit you. Now is a great time to do it. We've got Kanaz. Kanaz means that your way is, of course, lit. You got a lit torch there. And it's pointing at that Page of Wands. Really, I'm thinking this should have been here, this should have been here, but it's not the way they fell today. Because Avaz came up. And Avaz is your movement forward. Remember, you can't look back for too long because it's not the way you're going. Everything that you will do today is built around that forward movement. Now, regardless of whether you stay stuck in the past or not, everything else moves forward. This is telling you life goes on, okay? Life does not stop and start at your convenience here, but sometimes you have to stop and start. It's okay to do that. It's okay to explore that a little bit. It's looking like you do need a little me time. You do need a little downtime. And you need to relax. You need to relax. You need to develop. You need to... Hey, look. Those bodybuilders you see on TV, those guys aren't always in the gym 24/7. Because let me give you an example here. When you're building muscle, you're ripping tears in the fiber. Those tears have to heal in order to build, bigger and bigger. That's whether you're building physical strength or whatever, but you do need time to rest and recuperate. Sometimes they do what's called an active rest, where they still exercise, whether that's going out for a run or a walk, or maybe just getting out into nature for a little while, because that can be some exercise, especially if you get out into the right parts. You got to jump over fallen trees. Happened to me, just saying. You do need a little bit of downtime to process all that you've been taking in. You can't be stimulated forever, but you're going to move forward. And whether that means you got to play a little bit of catch up later, or you're going to be permanently taken out, or you're going to be taken out for a longer period of time, and then you got to play a lot of catch up later, that's what you need to do. Okay, so let's sum up. So to get out of your rut today, you want to be proud of anything you do. You're going to have to examine the great stuff about that past relationship, whatever it was, whether it was a work relationship, an intimate relationship, or just a friendship. You're going to have to find that core nugget of wisdom, examine where you are, determine whether or not you're going to need a little more development, and then you can proceed forward, because you will be receiving everything that you need to move forward. So wow. So I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated with you. I want you to know, just like this card says, you are in fact loved. You are. Alright, so I gotta get this thing in the pipe. Remember, I love you. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this advice, which is all it is, carries you forward. And as always, whatever you do, shine on.